Hello and welcome back to another Wellness Wander. It's a beautiful bright morning and I'm stood in front of the Sainsbury laboratory with a great swathe of snowdrops behind me. And we're going to be taking a look at the last of these and a wander through the garden and hopefully take in also some hints and glimpses that spring is on the way. We're starting this week's wander beneath the shadow of Quercus trojana, where you can see these great masses of Galanthus S. Arnott just swaying gently in the breeze here, and beside them various forms of Helleborus orientalis, looking absolutely divine at the moment. And what a beautiful combination they make here in this shady location. And lovely that they're still looking quite as magnificent as they are. And then heading across to look at Corrylawn, bathed in bright sunshine this morning. We can see the structural forms of Helleborus argutifolius with their brilliant lime green flowers. And all through the plantings here, masses of snowdrop, this time Galanthus magnet. And you can see what a spectacle they really do create here in front of the Sainsbury lab and beneath the spreading form of Malus transitoria. But also, if you listen quietly, you can pick out birdsong, a sure sign that spring is definitely on its way. And we're now on the fairway, and just taking in the spectacle of the long shadows of Fraxinus ornus across the lawn, but really wanting to also show you glimmers of spring on their way. So as we look along the fairway, you can begin to pick out daubs of yellow delivered here right along the fairway by Narcissus pseudo-narcissus. To just lovely, and actually coming into their prime in the next week or so, with bud appearing throughout. Definitely whetting the appetite and giving a taste of spring. And from here we can just catch a glimpse of the western end of the winter garden. And here we can see more Galanthus S. Arnott thriving in this location, and here, nestled amongst the deep garnet coloured leaves of Bogenia Bressingham ruby, which really make fabulous contrast here in the winter garden entrance. where they paved the way to the splendid form of Daphne Bellua Jacqueline Postel, a real favourite here in the winter garden, and it's still creating a wonderful scent and fragrance that almost hits you like a wall as you approach this area. And today we're not going to take a wander through the winter garden, but we'll just take in this last view from the wellness wonders of this seasonal scene across the winter garden, and a further glimpse at S. Arnold here as we leave the winter garden and head up towards the autumn garden. And here in the autumn garden, the pure white stems of this magnificent silver birch are really catching the eye this morning in this brilliant light. So this is Betula pendula, subspecies pendula, our native birch. And you can see some of the galanthus still looking wonderful and others going over. But we're going to come and take a look at this particular snowdrop, Galanthus charlockii, which is distinct in having very, very long spathes, which sits at the back of the flower and is an extension of the stem. And here, these are lengthy and split in two, quite distinctly, and give this the name the donkey's ears snowdrop for this distinct characteristic feature. But as we wander through the autumn garden, you can see in the distance more great swathes of snowdrops, both planted in borders and also along our boundaries. And these have really brought joy to many of our visitors, and I hope to you too, while you're watching the Wellness Wander today. And one of the flowers that's really giving a hint of spring, another yellow flowering form which is often associated with springtime, Cornus mass, or the cornelian cherry, with these almost umbel-like flower heads on these bare stems, which just provide a golden haze in the distance. And from here we'll head up towards the station road entrance just to take in more of these beautiful seasonal snowdrops. We're now beside more of the Galanthus magnet, which we're a real fan of here in the garden, and these have beautiful long flower stems or pedicels which create this beautiful long arched stem and allow the flower heads of magnet to really bob and wave in a breeze as we have today. And from here you can see beckoning in the distance more great swathes of Galanthus to cheer you either on your way out of the garden or as you enter. And throughout the garden we have many naturalised plantings of the common snowdrop Galanthus nivalis. But here, increasing in numbers in this location, is Galanthus plicatus. It is distinct in having a very broad leaf, as you can see here, which is almost pleated down the centre. So it has a very, very distinct mid-rib, and then folds back on itself as well. So the edge of the leaf is almost pleated again. But lovely here in the sun, just catching this brilliant light. And then heading towards the station road gate and traffic noise, this beautiful scene of carpets of more snowdrop. Unfortunately here in the shade at the moment, but they really do pack a punch and give brilliant value for money. So again, returning to another of our favourites, S. Arnott, here beside the station road gate. And if we just turn and look back into the garden, this really does create a welcome view to beckon visitors into the garden to enjoy all that the season offers. Thank you again for joining me for this wellness wander, and I hope you'll be able to return again to viewing another wander with me in the near future. Thank you.